What's up, guys? Winter Kills here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm coming at you with that Mermail test time video you guys requested on. It won the vote in the poll that I made. And I realized this video is probably going up late, and I apologize for that. Still having technical issues. Very frustrating ones, that is. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into this video. A couple test hands as per usual, and if you haven't seen the deck profile for this, will be annotated at the end of the video for you to check out. So we'll go ahead and get started and shuffle up the deck. Alright, we're all shuffled up. We'll go ahead and draw into our first hand. So we have Angler, Megalo, Lind, and Gund. Yikes. Could be worse though, right? Definitely could be worse. I think we'll just go ahead and start off by summoning Megalo and discarding Angler and Megalo, so we can use this later to revive said Megalo if need be. Let me just make sure I'm in frame. Okay, so we'll activate Megalo effect, and then we'll activate Angler effect. And Angler, of course, is going to summon out a Sunfish and a Beaver, the only targets that you can summon out. Cannot summon out an Angler with an Angler, unfortunately. That'd be pretty busted. Now, we could obviously normal summon something, and at that point go into something like, Saryuja if we wanted to, but we really don't have any ways to search anything. Can't really do a whole lot with this hand. Kind of unfortunate that this had to be the first hand that we went into. So what I'm gonna do is just normal summon. This is probably a bad play, and it definitely is. I would just normal summon this Lind here, and then link for 4. Just, this is probably not a winnable game anyways. But it is what it is. We'll still play it through. We'll do the Saryuja and draw 4. Foolish, Turge, Swap, and Teus. This is the one thing I like about this card. If you do happen to be in a very bad situation, you can usually dig your way out of it and draw into stuff like this. As you know, that we have to put a couple cards back. So we're definitely going to put this back, and the Sphere, I would say we could put back as well. Yeah, easily put those back. No problem. And yes, we had to use our normal summon, but it really doesn't matter too much because we get to basically summon something for free off of Saryuja, which will probably be Turge. We can actually make a pretty strong board here thanks to Saryuja. So what we'll do here is summon Teus. We can summon him in this zone if we want to. Doesn't really matter. We'll ditch Gund, Teus 2, Gund 1. And then we will search off of Teus. I'm going to grab Mander because we can make a pretty cool Mander play here. And then we'll use Gund to revive one of the Megalos, like that, no problem. And then we're gonna special Turge via Skull Dread's effect, and then we'll discard this, and then we'll add back. We could add back Beaver if we want to, or we could add back Megalo. Really whatever you want to add back. You could add back Gund. It's really up to you. And then we can banish the Mander, make these level 8 or 9. We'll just do 9 for whatever reason. And go into True King of all Calamities. Their defense gains the 300 attack and defense. We have this for next turn for more link plays. Yeah, and that actually turned into not a bad opening hand. Again, suboptimal. We didn't really see any way to search any Sea Serpents, anything like that, but the Saryuja did get us into something usable, so that'll be it for this first hand, and we'll go and do the next. Alright, for our next hand, we'll draw into our first 5 here. Angler, Dragoons, Swap Frog, Ghost Ogre, and another copy of Angler. So again, another pretty bad first turn opening, honestly. Of course this happens on video, but it is what it is. I guess I'm going to start things off by specialing Swap Frog by discarding Angler. That's really the only thing. I'm going to put my deck down here. We'll summon Swap via discarding Angler. Angler effect will activate. We'll summon Sunfish, and of course we'll summon our Beaver. and then we will use Swap Frog's effect to send Ronin. There he is, and then we'll bring this back, and then we'll normal it, and then use his effect again. Send a Swap Frog. Really, the only thing this is gonna turn into here, we could make a Saryuja, honestly, because we can just banish Swap for Ronin, and just like that, I'll put this banish card over here by the extra deck. We could go into Saryuja again, honestly, to sort of clear up some inconsistencies, because we still have this Dragoons in hand that we haven't used, that we could potentially draw into a Teus or something. The nice thing about Saryuja, though, if you do have to use your normal summon to get into it to get that 4th monster, you can use its other effect to get that monster you would have wanted a normal summon anyway out on the board. But, like, we either could have just go for Toad here, and Mistar Boy, or something else, I don't know, Underclock Taker, but we're just gonna go into a Saryuja again. I know this is like the deja vu, same thing as last turn. Soul Charge, Heavy Infantry, another Angler, and a Teus. That's what I'm talking about. There's the Teus. I'm definitely returning these 2 goddamn Anglers because they're pissing me off, and the Infantry. So we get to keep Soul Charge, Teus, and Dragoons. That's really, really good. Thank you, Saryuja. Without the Nimble engine, this card wouldn't be possible. You just need it, because get those 2 extra names on board to make it on your own would just be kind of too difficult. So we'll summon Teus, discard Dragoons, and then I'm going to add, probably for my Mermail off of Teus, I'm probably going to add Mander, and then I'm going to add Neptibus as well. Let's see here. I'm going to add Neptibus off the Dragoons and Mander off of the Teus, because I believe we could probably make some things happen if we add that Mander. And again, this is going first, so keep that in mind. Then we'll summon the Prince via Saryuja, so we're not using it. We're not normal summoning a second time. We're going to use Saryuja's effect, and then we're going to use Neptibus effect to send Dragoons. And then since we already added Dragoons once, we can basically add. Let's see what we have in grave here. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could probably make Mulan. We don't need to add him right now, though, I don't think. And we're going to have to add Infantry. Just because we can't. That's the only other. That's the Atlantean we need to add. Keep those tabs on those things. And then we'll summon the Megalo over here. Well, it's got to be over here. Keep my zones in line. Because these 2 would be over here. This would be that 3rd zone there. Discard these 2. And then we'll search off Megalo. Hopefully we don't have a hand trap. Add that. Abyssphere to our hand. No problem. And now we can Soul Charge pretty much if we wanted to. We could go into a second Saryuja at this point, which is probably something I wouldn't be afraid to do, just to kind of draw into hand traps. It's just I don't have that second Saryuja. I might honestly just go into like a Decode to clear up board space for the Soul Charge. But I think what I'm going to do is just Mander, make these guys level 9, and go into the True King of all Calamities right here in this zone, and then leave that there, and that kind of clears up a little space. We could go into not really much else we could go into right now, actually, so banish this Mander. This is still banished from earlier. That's right, the turn is still going on. Then we can Soul Charge for both Dragoons. There, and there. And that's all I really want to Soul Charge for, honestly, just 2 Dragoons. So we'll put that in grave. We're only down 2k, not too bad. And then we'll put this here. We still have this middle slot open. I'm just trying to keep things organized for you guys. Then we'll go into Squallow Bahamut, detach, and then we will summon a Toad, of course. Calamities, Toad, and Bahamut all being boosted by, I believe, effects. The effect of Saryuja, getting all that 300 attack and defense. And then we'll detach, of course, the Dragoons off the Bahamut. Now we could add Moulin, but we unfortunately wouldn't be able to summon it because we have 7 in grave right now. We could banish swap for Ronin and put the Ronin on the board, but then we'd have 5 monsters on the board and no place to summon our Moulin. So instead, we'll add off the Dragoons just an infantry, so that way we have a destruction with the Sphere and the infantry by summoning like something like Pike. So that's another destruction we'd have on top of having the Ghost Ogre. So that ends up being our first turn board. Toad, True King of all calamities, the set Sphere with the destruction in hand, and then a Ghost Ogre on top of that. So that is going to do it for this turn. This test hand, we'll wrap it up and go ahead and do another one. Alright, test hand number 3 is all ready to go. Our deck is shuffled up. We'll draw into our hand. Beaver, 1-for-1, Turge, Droll and Lock, and Swap Frog. Alright, definitely not the best hand, I would say. Probably one of the worst hands we've opened. I'm going to start things off with a 1-for-1 and discard, let's see, discard Beaver. Don't need that Beaver. Get him out of here, you troll. And then we'll do this, send that, add this, and add Megalo. Just like that. Now, we haven't normal summoned yet, which is not too big of a deal. Trying to see what would probably be better to normal summon in this situation. I want to say, because we could either go the Toad route and, you know, summon Toad, discard Turge, send Ronin, and then normal him again, and then send Swap. But then we're not really going to be able to summon the Megalo, so there's my predicament with that. I think instead what I'm going to do is summon Megalo, discard these two, and then search the cards that I need. One going to be... I'm sort of torn right now between adding Moulin or Prince off of the Dragoons. Because we could use Turge to discard, you know... Actually, I think we'll do that. We'll just do that. I think that would be a better way to go, in all honesty. Because we'll have a little fodder for our Toad in hand anyways, thanks to Turge. So we'll normal summon Turge. Turge effect to discard Prince. And then Turge effect, add back Swap Frog. And then Prince revive Dragoons. And then we will go ahead and link into a Mastar Boy. The one on Mastar Boy that we play, put him there. Make sure, I hope he's not too glared out. We do have 5 waters in grave, but I don't think we'll be able to make use of it too much as far as Moulin's concerned. And then Bahamut, detach Dragoons, summon the Toad, just like that. And then we will go ahead and search off Dragoons. Again, like I said, I don't think we'll be able to summon Moulin Glacia because we have 6 waters in grave. If I had Moulin now, yeah, there's just nothing I can do in grave to summon it. So I'm just going to add a infantry, and we'll have that destruction in hand with Sphere. We have a Droll and Lockbird in hand as well, and we have a totally awesome negation on top of that. You know, I would even go so far as to, like, maybe link into a Decode Talker or a Borlo Dragon with these two, because that just might be better off. So we could do that if we wanted to, theoretically. Just, you know, go into a Borlo Dragon like that. If we want to, it doesn't really matter. Well, actually, we couldn't even go into that, but we could go into Decode Talker if you wanted to. It depends, but that's it for that test hand. I know we couldn't do too much there, but it is what it is. Not too terrible, though. We'll go ahead and do test hand number 4 next. I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle. Alright, we're all shuffled up. We'll go ahead and draw into what probably will be our last test hand number 4. We'll go ahead and draw into 5 here, symbolize our starting hand. And yikes, yikes, yikes. Not looking too good there, boys. Not looking too good. I'm probably going to get started by summoning Pike, discarding Dragoons, of course. Just probably the most obvious play, right? Then I'm going to add a Megalo and a Gund. This actually might not be too terrible. Add Megalo and Gund. And then I'm going to summon Megalo by discarding the Osea and the Gund. Megalo 2, Osea 1, or Megalo 2, Gund 1. Osea revived by Gund. Now here we could do something interesting. We could get rid of the Megalo. Well, not yet, but use Osea, tribute this away, summon out what could be... We could actually go into Bahamut Toad here. So we'll use Osea, summon that, and we'll summon... Where is he? Where is she, I should say. There's Lind. And then we'll send Megalo. Shuffle this up a bit. And now we're left with this. Still have a bit of an open space here. We could use these two to link into Starboy. This into any rank 4 really, but I'll just go for Bahamut. This, summon Toad. And then we're sort of left the same thing we had last turn. Again, there's not much I think I could have done. We didn't open up too well at all. We'll probably just do another test hand on top of this anyways, because I don't think these last two were as good as the first two, but, you know, what are you going to do? Do have Joyous Spring in hand, though. We got that Ash Blossom, we got Swap Frog. We have the Sphere that we could use to bring something out. We don't have access to Lind, though, anymore. We can just sort of use it to get out a free body if we need it. But yeah, and we have the Toad Negation, of course, on top of that. We'll go ahead and just, we'll do a 5th test hand. We'll do a bonus test hand. Alright, we're all shuffled up here. Let's go into our last test hand. Let's see what we got. Megalo, Infantry, Prince, Megalo, Gund. Okay. Weird hand to start off with, but we'll take it, I guess. We'll go Prince, send Dragoons, and we will add Dragoons, and I guess I'll add Mulan too, because we already have both of our Megalos in hand, which is weird, but, you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Now, I would like to summon the Megalo, of course, at least one of them, and discard Dragoons for him, and probably the other Megalo, because, no, we actually don't need to discard the other Megalo. We'll discard Infantry and Dragoons, because we can keep the Gund and the Megalo in hand, because we might get some use out of those, and you'll see how in a moment. Then we'll go Chain Link's Resolve here, we'll get Megalo effect, and then we'll get Dragoons. Dragoons, I'm going to add a copy of Prince, because we can use that here, especially with the setup we got going on. And then we'll link into Starboy. As you might have guessed, that was coming. If not, wake up. Then we'll summon Wooling Glacia, put that there in the middle slot. Now we can, since we opened this other Megalo, we can summon it, discard these two, and we can revive two things actually. We can revive Dragoons, put that there, and we can revive this Megalo. Reviving the Dragoons doesn't do a whole lot. It's just fodder for, I guess, another Link summon that we can make, which is going to be Decode Talker. So I will put that there, and then we could go into Link 3 Decode Talker like this. Boost him up a little bit. This would be here, this would be here. And I guess if I had a little more future sight, could put this here so that way he has the ability to tribute stuff off. Like another thing that it points to if you wanted to, but we could leave him in the middle there. It doesn't really matter too much. But we sort of end with that board there. Not too bad, not too bad. A little better than the last hand. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I'm going to do more of these, so if if you kind of like how these went this video, there'll probably be some more in the future, so you can look forward to that. But this card really just helps out the deck so much, Saryuja. Deck basically plays still somewhat the same, but you know, you do have the added option with the Nimble engine helping out a lot to make more link monsters, especially with cards like Saryuja. It's a very, very helpful thing to have in the deck now. So hope you guys enjoy. Leave a like you did. Sorry this video went up so late, and we'll see you in the next one.